Hello, everybody. Can you see me online? Hello, hello, hello. No, back to full screen. I usually go up here on screen. Click on my face, yeah. I can't say it though. Yay! Okay, hi. I'm here, I'm online. Yay. Okay. So everybody in the room, we have a full house tonight. We have a full house online. I don't know how many hundreds of you there are online right now. We have a full house in the room. Welcome to the Artemis Online Full Moon Ritual. If that's what you're here for, you are in the right place, and I'm very happy to see you. Thank you. I have a wonderful woman who works for me, and she supplies all my bindies. I have like a little library of bindies. I love wearing a bindi. Now, bindies are sacred reminders to other people of their faith, reminders to prayer. Do you know that? So I love that. So your bindi is not for you. That's the best part about it to me. And in fact, there's a stone called bindi stone, which is a kind of agate that has these little eyes all over it, and so it's supposed to be a reminder to you to pray. Beautiful. Yeah, I know, right? Click, click, click. I don't think they're. I have them in the shop. There's a whole bunch of things I have in the shop that don't have online. So, but you can find bindis. I don't have them for you, but you can find one, and they're really fun to wear. So thanks everybody. Welcome, happy full moon. What a crazy full moon. I say that every month. I know I do. This one's crazy because it has an eclipse attached to it. Whenever you have an eclipse attached to a full moon, guess what? It's crazy time. An astrologer in one of my groups today said that she believes the eclipse energy lasts for 6 months. I can't with that. So I'm gonna make up a new rule that it doesn't last for 6 months because I can't with that. I could do a week or maybe 2 weeks. I can't do 6 months of an eclipse. Here's the thing. So we're gonna actually, I know everybody's like, oh Lord, in the feed. That's what I'm saying right now. Usually we work with the full moon energy, whatever the month is or whatever the season is. Tonight we're actually going to work with that eclipse energy a little bit because one of the things I'm realizing, at least in my own life, and you tell me if this is true for you too, the eclipses show you what you need to see that you don't see right now. Okay? Now that can be great and that can be really, really challenging, but they only show you what you need to see. There are things that you need to see in your life. And it can be, eclipses for me, usually, somebody says they can't hear me very well, so give me the feedback if you can't hear very well. You might try putting headphones in. Those of you who are online, if you put your headphones in, you're going to get a much better, I don't want to yell at people in the room, so you'll have a much better experience if you put headphones in. Okay, awesome. So here's the thing with eclipses. For me, it's usually about people and situations. Think of eclipses as someone looking out for you. Okay, that's how I tend to think about an eclipse. If someone's looking out for you, what are they going to show you about your life? They're going to show you blind spots. Yeah? Do you have blind spots? I have blind spots. When you're driving and you have a blind spot, and that makes you nervous because you can't see that thing. What if you hit it or whatever? Your life has blind spots too. Now, I think as you continue to do your work and you evolve and you develop your intuition, 9 times out of 10 for me with eclipses now, I kind of already have a sense of the things that get revealed. Does that make sense? Like, say you have a friend and that friend isn't truly a friend, okay? And your intuition's going, you know what? You really shouldn't hang out with that person too much anymore. And you're like, oh, but what am I going to do on Friday nights if I don't have that friend? And then your intuition's like, yeah, maybe you get another Friday night friend, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, but I'll be lonely. And you keep getting the ding, ding, ding. What the eclipse is going to do is going to show you why that person's not really going to be your Friday night pal anymore. Do you know what I mean? So, and the thing with eclipses for most people is they end up saying, oh, you know what? I kind of knew that. Is this just me or you have this experience too? I kind of knew that. I am grateful for eclipse information. And if you can come to eclipse information with a sense of gratitude, I think that's the best approach. Because here's the thing, it's going to happen to you anyway. I'm getting real close to tell you that. It's going to happen to you anyway. You don't get to control the thing, right? So you might as well work with it and say, I am so grateful to have a deeper awareness about Joanne. I'm making up a name. If you're a Joanne, I'm really sorry, I'm not talking about you. But I don't know a lot of Joannes. I know a couple of Joannes. I'm so grateful for, Suzanne and my awareness about Suzanne and my ability to now choose a different path with Suzanne versus saying like, really, Suzanne? That's just great. It's really hard when it's super, super personal, like about your relationship or about your family or about your job. Do you know what I mean? But what I find too is like I had somebody write in today and they're like, what do I do? I just found out that I'm going to be laid off and I have 4 weeks to figure it out. What you're going to do is be really thankful that you have 4 weeks. Let's just get laid off and it's like, bye-bye, you know, pack up your things real quick. You have till 1 p.m. today. You got a whole 4 weeks. It's hard. I know it's really hard, but we're going to work on shifting that and bringing a deeper awareness to things you can't see as part of tonight's meditation. Okay, we have a full moon in Libra. What does that mean? So I always like to think about the moon as a water planet, right? And the astrological sign that the moon is in, and thinking about what the element is of that sign. So Libra is a what sign? Air sign with a water planet. So the nice thing is when you have a moon, a full moon in a water sign, that becomes a very emotional situation. I tend to be kind of weepy or I don't know, emotional. Full moon with all that energy in an air sign is going to have you overthinking it and probably feeling chit-chatty. You know, Libras, I'm Libra rising, right? Like, oh, I love to distract people with things that they shouldn't be thinking about right now. I love that. Like I'll go into Ray's office and she's really, really busy, right? And I'll be like, hey, do you like this necklace? And she's looking at me like, I love that necklace. You need me to look at it right now? Like right now? That's me, Libra rising, right? So the full moon is like all of that energy blown up to the nth degree. So you can find yourself getting annoyed. Okay? People want to chat. They want to chat online. They're texting you too much. There's always stuff happening. That's full moon in Libra for the most part. Here's how the eclipse works with that. I'm telling you all this before we get started because I'm going to kind of set the stage for what's happening. Here's how an eclipse works with that. So the eclipse is showing you stuff you need to see, and the full moon is making you overthink and read too much into it. So you get what we call in my magical sabbatical class, I'm going to swear right now. You ready? You get something that we call a shitty pickle. Okay? It's a very technical phrase for something bad that's happening, right? You get a little shitty pickle in your day. Full moon in Libra is going to have you thinking about that all day long. Have you thought about something too much today? Wow. Let me think about it again. Oh, wait, let me think about it again. So part of tonight's medicine with Artemis, because Artemis is the queen of letting go. She shoots that arrow, and that arrow's gone, and she doesn't think about it anymore. She is the figure of independence. Of all the goddesses that we're going to work with this year, she is the most fiercely independent. Do you know what Artemis' biggest fear is? What do you think her biggest fear is? Potentially because why? That's right. Her biggest fear, Julia over here said relationship. Partly it is. Her biggest fear is not being free. I want you to sit with that for a minute, right? So tonight I'm going to ask you, what are you really afraid of? What set the stage for tonight is I went on ayahuasca journey 2.5 weeks ago. Some of you know all about that. Some of you have no idea that I did that. It was one of the most profound experiences of my life. I'm not very eager to repeat it, but it was very profound. Anybody in the room done ayahuasca? Okay, a couple of you have. Huh? Yeah, it's very intense. It was an extremely beautiful experience. It is like working 24 hours a day for 2 days straight, right? It's hard work. It's hard work. Here in LA. Yeah, there are places around here to do ayahuasca training. With like the right people. That's right. Yeah. So I did that. It was incredibly beautiful. What I came to an awareness about over the course of those 2 days was the fact that the things that you're afraid of, as soon as you cross that line of consciousness, they're irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? They're irrelevant. So there is complete liberation on it, just on the other side of this level of awareness. Partly because you're so small and the universe is so vast. Partly because it's all connected and it's all love. So whatever you're worried about today, it's almost like I just wish there was a way to peel back that layer of consciousness just a little bit to show you that how irrelevant the fears are on the other side. So tonight's meditation came to me because I want to suggest to you, what if you let go of your fear? What if? Like all the things that you're afraid of. We can make a laundry list of those things, right? I'm afraid my relationship might end. I'm afraid, I might lose my job. I'm afraid, people have fears about their health and fears about their, I don't know, what is it? All the things, right? Everything all the things that late at night you're laying in the bed and they're just kind of running through your mind, right? Or what would you do differently if you weren't afraid? What would you do differently if you weren't afraid? You would stop worrying. What if you weren't afraid about your relationships and how they're going or what might happen or not having a relationship? What if you weren't afraid of how your kids are doing or not having kids or whatever the thing is? Or what if you weren't afraid about losing your job or finding a job? Or do you know what I mean? Like, what if? It's a big what if. But on the other side, like, the greater universal consciousness is asking you to do that. That's what I know for sure today. Okay. So I'm interestingly, because of the fact that I journeyed, I'm hosting tonight a little bit differently than I might have a month ago, because I've seen this place that's outside of fear, and Artemis is the guide. Right? Artemis is a really good guide. The only thing she's afraid of is you holding her back. Can you imagine if that was your only fear? Is that someone might hold you back? This may seem obvious to you, but it's not obvious to me. You look at your life. Most of us have so many anxieties that we're paralyzed by them. And people don't really live their dreams because they're afraid. Do you know what I mean? Rashida says, how do you walk in the world yet not get caught up in all the stuff? Yeah, it's really hard. But I did a post. I don't know if you're in my full moon ritualist group, but I did a post in there today because I was meditating this morning and this thing came to me about this is real deal. There are two worlds that want your attention. There's the world of all the people in your life and all the people in the world and all the people on Facebook and all the things. And that world goes like this. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm envious, I support people. I'm angry, I'm excited. It's constant this, right? And so you go constant this. And what does your health do? Your health goes constant this. And what does your work in the world do? It goes constant this because you're riding that wave. There's a whole other world of deeper awareness that says it's all love and everything is connected and I'm you and you're me and we're the same person. So there is no this. There's just this. It's a very high, pure, resonant vibration. But most of the world is doing this. So if you're trying to do this, I'm a very visual learner. But if you're trying to do this, you can hold it, but the world is still trying to do this, right? You need to come up. You need to come down. You need to come up. You need to come down. And you're like, I'm going to do this thing. That's where your guides and I think your spiritual beliefs really come into play. Sometimes you got to step away from the computer. You have to trust that there's a higher source directing your life, and you have to consciously let go of fear because it's not serving you. And I think for a lot of people, it's keeping them sick. It's keeping them unhappy. It's keeping them unhealthy. It's keeping them overweight. It's keeping them stuck in a job they hate. It's keeping them in a marriage that isn't serving them, or it's keeping them single because they're afraid to go look at a partnership. You know what I mean? Keeping all those things. Off my soapbox for just a moment, but I wanted to share all that with you. So that's what tonight is about. Tonight is about two parts. One is I'm going to ask your guys to use this eclipse energy to show you what you're not seeing. You need to give permission for that first. So could you consciously, quietly, in your mind, just close your eyes and give permission for tonight? And what that sounds like in your mind, you don't have to say it out loud, is I give permission to my guides to show me things tonight. Show me. When I was in Journey, I thought I would have so many questions because you're kind of conscious. You're kind of aware what's happening. You're not zonked out. And you're allowed to ask questions. So I thought I would have so many questions. No, the only two words I said during my journey was show me. Talk about fearless, right? And they did. So if you're ready, you can quietly just say, show me. I think that's a really good place to start. Okay. And I love it that you're willing to share right now. Someone on the feed is saying, I'm afraid of being alone. What if you weren't? I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but what if you weren't? Right? That's right. I mean, your deepest partnership comes in those moments when you think, I'm going to be alone forever. Usually. But fear of being alone can keep you stuck in a situation that closes your energy off to what's possible. Okay, so I'm starting by smudging with Artemis's herbs. In the bundle this month, by the way, I put the herbs in a bundle. This is Artemisia, white sage, and cypress. Artemisia is healing. Smudge it on the altar real quick. Artemisia is very healing. White sage clears low vibrations, raises vibrations, and clears stuck energy. And then cypress is about transition and wisdom. The oracle at Delphi in Greece is ringed by cypress trees because the ancient Greeks believed it was a tree of divination. In the Eastern cultures, they believe it's the tree of the dead, which to ancient Greeks is the same thing. Dead people are very smart. Dead people are extremely, extremely wise. Okay. Kristen says, uh-oh, the ugwort. Artemisia is one variety of mugwort, so it is true. Or should I say it's the other way around? Mugwort is one variety of Artemisia. Okay, so we're going to get started in just a minute. Does anybody online have questions? Anybody in the room have questions? There's a beautiful energy in the room right now because it's a little bit of a depth, right? It's depth, and I want you to go deep a little bit tonight. It's super fun to be up here and floating and superficial, but tonight is really about what are you afraid of and can you get beyond it? Because I think it's going to change your life. I think so much of people's disease and discomfort in their life is rooted in their inability to get beyond their fear. Palo Santo's totally okay. Somebody mentioned, yes, my dad actually did make all the bundles that are in the, or he supplied all of the tree branches and the Artemisia and cypress in these bundles came from my parents' land, which is very cool. We have a little connection to me there. So good. Jane's asking, so the journey that I took was something called ayahuasca, which is a typically the plants come from the Amazon jungle, and so I did it here in Southern California. There are places to go. I don't. Let me say really quickly too. I don't necessarily recommend it. Okay, I don't actually recommend it. I think you should only ever do an ayahuasca journey if it calls to you to the point where you feel like you can't resist. If it's not calling you, it's not time. So I really want to be vocal about that. People make it sound like it's so sexy. It's super not sexy. It's very, very hard to go and do that. But I'm glad I did it. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, Lindsay says way too afraid. And you know, some people in my life who are like masters of what they do, like really, really powerful shamans, have told me they cannot and will not do it themselves because it is such a level of awakening and openness. And there were moments in the journey where I thought I really need to come back. Hope I come back. Okay. Yeah. Only we would think it's sexy. That's right. Yeah. It's super not sexy. I just want to say I want to say that really, really clearly. Okay. Are you ready? Shall we do it? Let's do it. Okay. So we have smudged. If you're new to me tonight, I would love to know. I asked in the room. If you're online and you're new, I would love to know that too. We are going to meditate together. It's really what this is for the next half hour. I always tell people the same thing. Give yourself the next 35 minutes with me. Everything else will be there when you're done. Just be present. Be in this room. Be in the room where you are. Let go of outside thoughts. That will allow you to go deeper into the meditation and you'll enjoy it more. Okay? So set aside your fears and worries for tonight. I'm so glad you're here. So we've got quite a few people that are new tonight, which is fantastic. Deep breath tonight. Let's do it. So roll your shoulders back. Just bring your awareness to your physical body. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. If you're sitting, make sure you're seated comfortably. Put your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. We call it the receptive position. We've been anointing with oils in the room. The reason that we use candles and oils and gemstones, by the way, for ritual, is because they represent the 4 elements, which is very important in sacred work. So I'm going to recommend that you anoint with Artemis perfume, if you have it. Did my Artemis make its way back to me? Oh, here it is. Okay, I've got Oshun for next month. The Artemis, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you need the oils. So Artemis is a blend, just like the bundle, but Artemis has almond oil in it too, because did you know that almonds were sacred to Artemis? Does anybody know what Artemis's name means? Artemis in Greek. Anybody know? Hmm? Artemis means safe. 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 Safe, safe, safe. So what would work well? Cypress oil would work really well. Artemisia essential oil, which is what's in this blend, it's kind of hard to find, but that would work really well. You don't want to be too grounded tonight, so I would not recommend patchouli or sandalwood or things that are going to kind of hold your energy down, because we're going to fly a little bit tonight. Things that are lighter in nature, we've got almond and cypress and mugwort and artemisia in the Artemis blend tonight. And then we're working with gemstones. I'd like you to light your candle if you have it. Cheers to safety. On all levels. I've been known to light a fire. If you're new, you don't know that Sage Goddess, my building, is right next door to a fire station. And I'm a double fire sign. Little do they know. Ha ha ha. Okay. We're working with 2 stones tonight that came with the ritual kit. I'm going to give you some other options too. We're working with Dalmatian jasper and bloodstone, which are 2 of Artemis' stones. I have giveaways for you tonight. I have one for someone in the room and one for someone online, which is golden barite that I've made into necklaces. I would love for you to wear it. Golden barite is the stone of transformation without fear, fearless integration of wisdom. So I will give those away at the end of tonight, which is really special. So certainly working with barite, working with apophyllite would be very powerful for Artemis tonight. Stones of the crown chakra would be great. So stones of the heart, stones of the crown are the 2 chakras that I would say you need to connect to for this work. Yeah. Okay, any other questions about tools for right now? If you don't have your candle lit, I got a candle lit for you. So you're ready, set, go. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. So the question is about what about brachiated jasper, which I call that the stone of getting your shit together. So he's wondering if it's good for tonight. I would say so. Artemis is very much about focus and getting clear. You know, so for me, getting my shit together involves getting clear. So if that's what getting your shit together looks like, I would say it's a fantastic stone for you. Yeah. I have a very, very magical potty mouth, and so I really enjoy integrating those words into my work. Anyway, yes, that's very much a stone that would work well for tonight. And jasper of all kinds is very powerful for transformational work. Jasper is a stone of loving kindness. It's going to hold you while you go through the changes. Someone in the feed asked about quartz and Herkimer diamonds. Certainly, those 2 stones are going to magnify whatever you're working on. So raising a vibration is really important. I will say this. If you're new to working with stones at all, you need to have, this is my general rule, as much quartz in your life as you can get. No joke. Because it raises the vibration. Okay? If people come into Sage Goddess and they go, why does it feel so different here? I can't even estimate how much quartz we have in the building. I'm surprised this building doesn't pick up and fly away. But maybe one day it will, when the mothership comes for all of us. No, I'm only partly joking. At home, I do these generator gardens where I just have quartz generators of all different heights and sizes. A high vibration, so think about what a low vibration is. Sickness, depression, anxiety, those are all low vibrations. When you raise the vibration in your home, energy homogenizes to the highest vibration in a space. Okay, it does. So if you have no quartz in your home, the energy homogenizes to the lowest possible vibration. You raise the vibration in your house, what does energy have to homogenize to? Right? It really works. So what I tell people is that, if you're depressed and you've been chronically ill, get as much quartz in that place as you possibly can. Get as well as you can first, and then raise the vibration. Because if you get as well as you can and then you raise the vibration, you're going to align those 2 vibrations together. Does that make sense? Quartz, 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 quartz. Lots of quartz. Quartz is the most common mineral on the planet. There's silicon dioxide. It's everywhere, right? So it's not hard to find. Just get some. Put it in your pocket, stick it in your bra. Put it, stick it, put it, get it. Salt is great too. When you look behind me, I've got Himalayan salt right there. You can leave your Himalayan salt lamps all the time. We're digressing a little bit, but this is important because it's for wellness for tonight in particular. Leave your Himalayan salt lamp on, and then at night, what I do is I replace the rough pieces with smooth Himalayan salt stones. And then I massage. At the end of the day, I massage my feet with them. Have you done this before? If you want to try it, you can grab one. They're right over here. Rub your feet with it. Go ahead, do it. Yeah. They get really warm. If you leave your lamp all day long on, they get really warm. And there's nothing like putting a warm salt stone on your foot. By the way, you don't have to deodorize it because it's a deodorizer. Have everybody you know put it on their foot. Okay? Seriously, you will want to kiss me when you're done. Go find a Himalayan salt lamp, put smooth stones in it, and then rub yourself with it. If you rub it under your arms, you'll smell better. If you rub it at the back of your neck, your migraine will go away. I'm telling you. Okay, all the things you learn at Sage Goddess Full Moon Rituals that have nothing to do with full moon rituals, but are really magical. Okay, you ready? It's so good, right? Now do the thing. Get it. Get it, do it. We've got people rubbing themselves in the room right now. It's really exciting. Do it. I'm telling you. You know, these are let me say this, and then I promise we're going to get started. We might run a few minutes over tonight. Sorry, we've gotten started a little late. Let me say this. These little things that don't seem like much, okay? Like, I don't know, rubbing your feet with salt at the end of the day, are cumulative for your health and your well-being. You know, starting to integrate essential oils into your routine, putting them on your skin, smelling your skin, rubbing your feet with salt at the end of the day, raising the vibration with quartz. See, it's happening right now. Did you know you can anoint the Himalayan salt with oils, essential oils, and then put it on your feet? Oh, it's changed your life right now. So people do all these little things. Put coconut oil on your food, inside, outside, right? Little by little, and then all of a sudden they're like, gosh, I feel better. Don't underestimate the effect of small changes on your life. They're big changes that start small. Yeah, not even kidding. Eat coconut oil, put essential oils and salt, rub your body with salt, and you're going to feel so much better. Smudge daily. Thank you, Julia. White sage smoke is antibacterial. Smudge it. Get it. Rub it. Stick it. Stick it, rub it, smudge it, get it. I said all that just now. Cheers. Cheers. I have Diet Coke in my wine glass right now, which is really bad for you, but I had a headache. But wine is actually good for you too. Not all of the wine. Not all of the wine. Some wine. Okay, some wine. The ancient Romans really believed that alcohol, wine, was how they stayed well. I think they drank so much they like mummified themselves from within. So I think there is a limit to how much alcohol someone should drink. So I don't think you drink a lot, but you know, a little red wine every other day is good for you. The Greek in me would like to say yes, that's right. Unlike the Greeks, they could not hold their wine and they lost their empire. Poof. Okay. All the things. I want you to be healthy and well and enjoy your life. That's the goal. We're only here for a little while. You gotta enjoy it. Okay, roll your shoulders back. Call yourself into present time. Sit your salt down for a second, or 2, or 20 minutes. It is beautiful though when you meditate to hold either copper in both hands or Himalayan salt or quartz points in your hands. Okay. Let's close your eyes. We're going to open the circle first. The way we do that, you have your hands on your knees with your palms up, hopefully. You can be holding a stone. I want you to imagine that out of your left hand extends a white beam of light. It's about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. I want you to imagine that white beam of light extending out of your left hand and into the right hand of the person who's virtually seated next to you, or literally here in the room. And watch that light connect hand to hand. Move through that person's energy centers, out of their left hand into the right hand of the person sitting next to them. And that's how our circle, our sacred circle, will expand tonight. going clockwise around the room, around the globe. There's so many people online. There's, 520 people online right now from all different parts of the world. So just holding hands virtually this way, sending that beam of light around. And when it comes back to you, it will return to you in your right hand. And your hands should feel warm right now because you are holding the energy of the circle. When that energy comes back to you in your right hand, let it move into your hand, up to your elbow, to your shoulder. Let it come into your body and move through your energy centers. And just for 1 second, send around that energy circle, that white beam of light, send around it feelings of compassion and love, acceptance and peace, connection and unity, transcendence, surrender, knowing that whatever you send around the circle ultimately comes back to you in an expanded form. And with that, our circle is open. So good. So you can keep your eyes closed. I'm going to read to you the invocation of the 4 directions. This is a very common part of ritual practice. And if you like this, it's available in our Former Ritualist group for you to keep and download. So you don't have to write this down or memorize it, just enjoy it for right now. To call to the spirits and guides of each and every person in this circle to come closer tonight. Encircle and surround us with love and protection and wisdom. Connection this evening as we gather to celebrate the fullness of the moon, an event that we will witness no more than 1,000 times in this life with these eyes. May it never lose its magic for us or our kind. And to the gatekeepers of the 4 directions, thank you for turning your gaze toward us this evening. We honor your sacred presence and thank you for your guardianship. I begin with a call to the direction of east. This is element of air, quicksilver, invisible winds, and I call to you if you are Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, to enter our moon tonight in Libra. To air, to light, and to dawn, the rising of the sun above mountaintops and the pale peach hue of the sky as it receives first rays of morning sunlight. I invoke air and movement in my life, the exquisite flow of energy. Teach me, air, to move with ease, to be both within and without, above and below, never bound to my circumstances, my fears, or my failures. I rise, and all around me as the winds shift and move, I learn the power of graceful allowance. I honor my breath, the life force within me and within you. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element of air, I see you and summon you, and you are here holding the eastern gateway for us tonight. I call next to the direction of south, element of fire, candle flame, wildfire. I call to you if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I call to fire, to dry heat and desert winds in the sacred lands of our ancestors, the wild sagebrush and native herbs that grow wild and free, the wildfires that burn untamed as the passion of lovers who know the power of one touch on bare skin between souls with lifetimes of connection. Teach me, fire, to kindle my own flame, to burn bright and burn long, not bound by convention, by boundaries, or by rules. I burn, and all around me as the flames grow, I learn the power of fearless expansion. I honor the fire within. I honor the courage of my wild spirit and yours. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element of fire, I see you, I summon you, and you are here holding the southern gateway with us tonight. I next call to the direction of west, element of water. This is raging rivers, deepest oceans, and you, if you're Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. To water and to waves that rise above and depths that could crush me, you compose me, water, I am you. The rivers and oceans that expand and connect us tonight are mothers to us, their children. I float and I swim, and all around me as the waves rise, I learn the power of my intuition and see that my entire being knows how to surrender when it must. I have learned how to cry when the release is needed. I honor my deepest emotions and yours. Guardians and gatekeepers of element of water, I see you, I summon you, and you are here holding the western gateway with us tonight. Last, I call to the direction of north, element of earth, Mother Gaia, our continents, the oceans, moving in their silent and sacred dance. I call to you if you're Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. I call to you, earth, to your trees and your wilderness, your animals, your creatures of all kinds, expanses and uncharted spaces, wild and free places where all of the elements find their home. I places where I have lived and died and lived again. My ancestors, their bones return to you. My own one day will mix with theirs. Dust and life, death and growth, you hold us all, earth. Teach us to hold the expanse of our feelings and our work in this life with your grace and your depth, never bound by fear of our own strength. We are able to trust that we can hold it all, and we have roots as deep and as far as yours run, centuries old, miles long. I ground, I bury, I root, and all around me as I age and learn, I trust that my roots are deep enough to support the expanse of my branches and my fruit. Guardians and gatekeepers of the sacred element of earth, we see you and we summon you, you are here, holding the northern gateway with us tonight. And my wish for you, everyone in the room and online, is that the very delicate balance of these elements will make itself known to you tonight and always. And together we say, Amen, Aho, so good. So good. Aho. And so we begin tonight with our circle open and held. Thank you all for being here. We begin tonight with a simple call to the guides. And I mentioned here in the room, I'll make sure I mention it online, I would like you to just silently give your guides permission tonight to do the work that we're about to ask them to do. And all you need to do is close your eyes and say, I give you permission. Or, as I like to say, show me, which is giving permission. But I do want you to give your guides permission to move in your life tonight and to expand your awareness around you. Very important. So guides, as each man and woman who's gathered with us tonight says, I ask you in this moment before we begin working with Artemis tonight, I ask that you show each person in the circle tonight, using the energy of this eclipse. Of course, eclipses we know show us what we need to see. Using the energy of this eclipse, guides, show us what we cannot see, but what needs to be seen and known in our lives right now. And as you have your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that the space between your eyebrows, that third eye place, that place of inner vision, let it become just a blank screen for a moment. And guys, I ask you to place on the screen images or words or visions. It can even be just a shadow or a sense or a feeling of what it is that we need to know right now in our lives. Some of us are more clairaudient, so we're clear hearing, you might hear. Some of us are more clairvoyant, clear seeing, you might see. Some of us are more clairsentient, clear feeling, and so you might feel something. And guys, we open the space and ask for you to show us what needs to be seen. We open the space and we leave it open so that you can continue in our dream time tonight, any journey work or meditation you might do in the next 24 to 48 hours during this eclipse window. Continue to make it clear to us what we need to know. We ask that you do so in a gentle way. Make the messages clear but gentle, subtle enough that we receive them, but not jarring in a way that might distract us. And so for tonight, for the meditation, now that we've kind of opened this portal of deeper awareness for what you need to see, and I love it, people in the feed are talking about what's coming up for them. So good. Show me, show me, show me. Can be the best words you ever speak, but just be aware when you ask to be shown, you're going to see some things. So be ready for that. To see. Artemis was the huntress. Artemis in Greek means safe. You're safe working with this beautiful goddess. And our Greek ancestors thought of her as the huntress, Diana. She's also a goddess who was affiliated with wild birds. And so tonight for our meditation, we're going to go flying for a few minutes. Are you ready? We're going to go flying with Artemis. And here's the intention for this particular part of the meditation. When you take flight, and they're really powerful, you can try practicing this meditation. I go to the cliffs because I live in Southern California and I live near cliffs where there's just ocean. You can go to the cliffs and do this particular meditation And imagine yourself just stretching out your arms and feeling yourself take flight. It becomes a very powerful visualization for expansion in your life. What I want to do with you tonight with Artemis as we go flying is I want you to really experience a sense of liberation in your life. So just for a moment, we talked about fear, right? What are you afraid of? I want you to give yourself permission to set down one fear tonight, but make it a good one. What do you not need to be afraid of right now? Less fear of, what is it for you? And don't overthink it. Just commit to releasing one fear, one anxiety tonight. So we're going to call upon Artemis this evening. I want you to imagine that she comes up behind you and stretches out your arms for you. And you can even do this. Really, it helps sometimes to feel your body expand. I was talking to my students about this the other night. Really feeling your arms expand and stretch out, to open your chest. You walk around so constricted all the time. Open your chest and roll your shoulders back and stretch your arms out. I want you to imagine that Artemis herself is this wild goddess who is a patron of all of the birds in the planet, on the planet in the world. I want you to imagine that Artemis herself comes up behind you and supports your own arms with hers, stretching those arms out. And Artemis, we ask you tonight to help us take flight. I want you to imagine just standing where you are, sitting where you are, starting to feel just effortlessly lighter in your body. And unhinging that root chakra, letting yourself rise just a little bit in your seat, outstretch your arms. Now imagine just lifting a little bit lighter, just a little bit lighter. Again, disconnecting from earth and activating your crown chakra to open yourself, to connect yourself to a higher level of awareness and consciousness. Lifting just a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Artemis, we ask that you lift us higher and higher until we ourselves begin to take flight. I want you to imagine just coming up from your body, letting your arms outstretch and letting them become wild wings behind you. Seeing yourself lift off from the place that you are, the room that you're in, the city that you're in, the town that you're in. Let yourself lift off from this place. Fix your gaze on something on the horizon, a cloud off in the distance, a star up in the sky, a distant island off in the distance. Feel yourself lift and lift and lift until you are taking flight. And imagine that what you are leaving behind you as Artemis takes you upon her own wings, what you are leaving behind you is exactly the fear that you're releasing tonight. As you let yourself soar and lift up into the sky, try even looking back behind you and seeing that fear, that anxiety behind you becoming like a tiny pinpoint, so small and almost irrelevant in your life as you expand and stretch your wings, find your flight in the air. When you feel like your wings are heavy, let Artemis come behind you and lift you herself. She's the goddess who caretakes all of the birds, supports their flight, tends their wings. Let yourself fly like the arrow from her bow. And see where your flight takes you. Is it taking you to a place? Is it taking you out over the ocean? Is it taking you up high to the clouds? Where's your body wanting to go? And you might try imagining yourself flying towards something, a dream that you have, a person that you miss, a situation that you want to reconnect to, a place you've seen in your dreams. Or maybe you're flying toward a new state of being, a healthier you, a lighter you, a happier you, a more loved you. Feeling the weight of that fear that you're leaving behind, feeling that weight just completely distant from you now. You might try in your visualization to put your wings behind you, let yourself really catch the wind and focus and stretch your body forward. And feeling the currents of the wind support you as you go. Really taking a sense in your body. What does it feel like to be so light right now? What does it feel like not to have all of the weight? What does it feel like to let go of all of that weight in your body and just be free? And take a moment too just to play with this flight. You turn yourself to the right and then turn and soar to the left. And let yourself play with the lightness. Let yourself take a moment to look down and see what's under you. And guides, I want to invite you in, because we know you can join us in flight, to surround us as we hover, as we float. And just feel all of your guides now join you in this place that you have flown to. Them and their effortless lightness of being. Just feel yourself surrounded by guides, elders, angels, light beings. You might feel them under your wings, lifting you higher. Notice the places in your body that feel lightest right now. Do you feel the lightness most in your arms? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your legs? Where does your body most need to feel that lightness? When you're ready, from this high elevation, I want you to choose a place that you're going to land. You can choose to come back to where you are. You can choose to take yourself to a different destination if you're going to continue the meditation. And you can play with this meditation to go wherever you would like. This is how colleagues do remote viewing and remote location. Where would you like to go? What would you like to see? So for me, I'm bringing myself back, slowly redirecting my course. I went really far, so I'm having to turn my body to find my course back to the place where we began, back over oceans and expanses, islands. And guides, we ask that you help us land securely, slowly, embracing the altitude, coming back gently to the place where we began. Back, 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 slowly, gently. You might even feel the air rushing around you. Breathing. And I want you to notice that you're coming back, but you're not picking up that fear you left behind. That fear trailed behind you and is now gone. Can't even see it or feel it or sense it anymore. Something in you, in that travel, in that journey, shifted because it lost that fear. So don't come back to where you were and pick it up. Let it be, let it go. Let this lighter version of you return to the place where you began. And let Artemis herself connect with you as you land. Slowly, delicately, gently bringing your arms back down, your feet back down to the earth, your arms and your wings back to your side. Finding your grounding, connecting to earth, wiggling fingers and toes to find your footing back in the room where you are. Roll your shoulders back, turn your head from side to side. Teresa's having a challenge getting grounded, which is kind of hard when you've been flying a little bit. When I do this, I usually feel a little dizzy, so it's very normal to kind of feel a little more dizzy than you usually do in meditation. So good, so good. So take a moment, give yourself a moment to come back, and before you get too much back into your body, I want you to think about really attaching a visual to this. Go to some place where you live. Like I said, here where we are, everybody in the room here, we're close to cliffs. Go stand on the cliffs and try it again. And find, what I do is I find a pinpoint, a precise location, you know, across the bay or across to Malibu from where we are. Try to find an exact location and aim. The experience gets 10 times more powerful when you can see a place across from where you are and direct your entire experience to that place. Do you know what I'm saying? Try that. You will find that it's such a powerful experience that sometimes it's hard to come back. And then as you get more experience, what you can do is direct your attention to that place. Let yourself fly to that place. And then ask yourself what you see there. Look down. And this is how I have friends who do remote location and remote viewing. One of them does it for the government. And this is how she literally gets coordinates of places and people and things and can tell them what she sees on the ground. This is just decades of flying and getting to that place and looking and then coming back. So this is a sort of fun little experiment tonight with something that people actually really do who are gifted in being able to see where they go. Yeah. Okay, so did you leave the fear behind? Yeah, yeah. Do you feel a little bit of a shift? Yeah, just a little bit. So here's the work part of this. I want you to commit to it, which means because you're human, unfortunately, it's going to creep back, right? We didn't cure world hunger tonight, so it's going to creep back. When it creeps back, release it. It creeps back, release it. It creeps back, release it. What the eclipse might do, because this is how eclipses roll, is they might show it to you again tonight in some other form. Like, oh, you really think you let that go? Here's another example of that, right? Okay, so eclipses roll like that. It comes back, release it. It comes back, release it. The more you do that, you train yourself, you won't even have to think to release it anymore, right? Like, oh, I don't want to be afraid of that anymore. I let that go. So you have to do your work too. When the eclipse messes with you, and it will, especially when you set an intention, it's like the universe all of a sudden directs its entire microscope to you in that thing, right? Because it becomes a test. Okay? You can do it. You can commit. You can do things. Okay, so we're going to release the energy of the circle, as we always do, as we must. And when you held the energy of the circle, it came to you in your right hand, so you're going to release it from your right hand counterclockwise, letting the energy go, wind itself back around. Release, 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 release. I always send the breath of love and kindness back around the circle one more time. And then the remnants of that energy will come back to you in your left hand. And what I like to do is turn my hand upside down, send that energy to the earth. The earth knows what to do with the energy. If you're ever feeling anxious in your life, give the energy to the earth. It knows what to do. You can't really create energy and you don't destroy it. You can raise it and build it and direct it. That's what magic is. So send that energy. Do you feel it in your hand? Send it down to the center of the earth and release it from you so you're not holding it. Okay. And to our earth guides, we ask you to take this energy, transform and transmute it, and use it for the highest good of all. Very good. Yeah. So good. So good. Okay. Paula says if it keeps showing itself, is that there is something you are missing, a message you're not getting. Yeah, so you have to ask for clarity. You have to ask for clarity. And because eclipse energies are challenging, what I recommend doing is do a mini version of this before you go to bed tonight. When my monkey mind is going and I can't sleep, do you know how that goes? Where you're like, if you're an insomniac like me and you can't sleep, just fly out of it. You know? Just let yourself fly. And you will find that you fall asleep so easily when you do that. Just imagine. Just taking off just a little bit. Let yourself fly. Okay? If you ask for clarity but get nothing, ask again. And one of the most powerful ways your guides work with you is in dream time. Did you know that? Because your conscious mind isn't active. So they're able to bypass it much more quickly and clearly. Start asking for clarity in your dreams. Write your dreams down. Okay? Don't drink too much coffee before bed. My rule is don't eat more than, give yourself at least 4 hours with no food in your stomach before you go to bed. If you really want to start doing dream time work. You go to bed with a full stomach, it can be hard to dream. Okay? So no food, a little bit of wine, lots of salt, get the smudge, get it, hit it, stick it. Remember, don't forget all these things. Okay, I'm going to blow out my candle. Thank you to Artemis for being a good guide for us all month long. We've been working with her in my classes all month long. So thank you for being a good guide. We release your energy tonight because we're going to turn our attention. And I always watch the smoke. Do you watch the smoke? Yeah. Goes to the north, it brings wisdom. If it goes to the west, it's asking you to look at your feelings. Goes to the south, bringing courage. Goes to the east, there's a new beginning. Unless you're sitting under an air conditioner. Then you can't do it. Yeah, sometimes it does that. And then sometimes mine doesn't want to go out. Like the smoke just keeps coming. It's like, look, I get it. Get it. We're going to be turning our attention now to Oshun. Yes. So, do you know who Oshun is? Oshun is going to be the entire focus of our April meditation. My goal this year is to introduce you to a goddess from every pantheon from history. It's a big task. Oshun, it represents the African pantheon, but later was really picked up and appreciated more deeply in South America. And she represents liberation, in part from slavery. She's one of the Orisha spirits, and the legend goes she's sister of Yemaya. Yeah? Okay. People say, oh, isn't Oshun and Yemaya or Yemaya, aren't they the same? No, they're sisters. Here's how the legend goes. The Orisha spirits were created. That pantheon was created, and we'll talk all about this next month. And then when all of the goddesses were decided in that pantheon, they realized they didn't have anyone representing sweetness. And so Oshun was born. And so she represents her totem scent and her totem element is honey. So in my sabbatical class, we're going to make honey bottles. Have you heard of this? We're going to make sweetness jars. I know. And what you do is you make a little jar that represents what you want to sweeten up in your life. Isn't that fun? What do you want to sweeten up? She is a goddess of sensuality, water, and get this. So what I've tried to do with the whole year, it's been very intentional, is have some way that the two goddesses month to month connect. Want to guess what the connection is between Artemis and Oshun? They're very different. Artemis is a virgin goddess. Oshun is not a virgin. Their link is liberation. They're both free. They're just free in different ways. Yeah. That's a good point. Not intentionally, but probably in a way. I mean, it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, right? The connection to the eclipse. Yeah. I mean, seeing what needs to be seen, and they're both they're figures of liberation who just work the elements really differently. So think of Oshun as the sweet water, you know, that flows through your life. But I really want to focus on sweetness next week. Um, it's a big theme in my life right now, just tenderness and sweetness and kindness and beauty. And how much more I think you can accomplish in your life if you intend to experience sweetness and to be sweetness, like genuinely so, not like but really. That's. Want to see what eclipse sweetness looks like? I mean, genuinely, like in Greek we have a word, the root of the word mellifluous, right? You know the word mellifluous. It's like meli is honey, so mellifluous means it's like flowing like honey, sweetness. A lot of the ancient traditions have these concepts of this flow of honey water that makes your life better. So Oshun, and her perfume, which I have somewhere, I don't know, I can't ever find anything when I need it. Her perfume has beeswax absolute, because that's her thing. It's a beautiful perfume. So if you like her tools, they're in the shop tonight. I'm gonna talk all about her. By the way, in her herbs this month, Damiana, which is a little bit of a semi-controlled substance. Whoops, not whoops. You're welcome. I just wouldn't inhale the incense super long. You'll feel a little loopy. Okay. In other words, do it. or burn it all tonight. You're welcome. It's an aphrodisiac. These herbs in here, sexy time. These are her. So there's a 10 of 3 herbs. So, but Damiana is the main one, and that's an aphrodisiac that also is a little bit, Okay. Who feels called to this? This is golden barite from Morocco. Well, we're gonna do online first, and we'll do in the room. Okay. I'll make this quick. I know we got things to do. Online first. Who feels called? This is a stone of fearless transformation and integration, and I want you to wear it. It's wrapped in copper. It's a copper chain, so that all the energy is just big energy. Yeah. I'm gonna choose right now, live. Ready, set, go. Yeah. Somebody said, who wouldn't feel called to it? It's true. Oh, I think I feel who it is. Okay, so I feel. I know it's a hard distinction between gold and copper. Okay, I've been. It's really funny. You may think that I don't see you online, and there's a lot of people in the feed, so and you'd be right to wonder if I see you, but I really see you, and I feel you more than I see you. Mary Wilson, I've been feeling you all night long since I first saw her name in the feed, like early on. And my guides have just been every time I look, I see Mary Wilson. Mary Wilson, are you there? I hope she knows. Now she's going to log off and not know that she won a thing. I will hunt her down. Mary Wilson, I will find you. Mary Wilson, this is for you. For fearless integration and transformation. Yeah? Yay! Okay. Cheers. I've been seeing you all night long. For having such a big community, it's really cool how interconnected we all are. I really feel that. Okay, so Oshun coming in April. The kit is in the shop. Don't forget, when you check out, if you put the code fullmoon11, you'll save 11%. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody knows that, because when they come to me later and say, "Oh, I didn't know there was a code," I'm telling you there's a code. SageGoddess.com. If you have any questions, let us know. Please join our full moon ritual group. If you go to facebook.com/groups/FG full moon, you'll join about 17,000 other people who love the full moon. But I'm there all the time. So I see you there too. Yeah? Okay, good. So much love to you guys. Enjoy the full moon. One quick other thing. Don't put your stones out tonight, okay? No stones out tonight? Okay. Eclipse energy is a little bit backwards. And so while it will raise the vibration of your stones, if you already did it, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I just don't want you to go run and do it now. Okay? Yeah? Don't message me and say, oh God, what have I done? You'll be fine. Okay? Okay. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next time.